This is a tutorial video for the Canine Consent Test. The Canine Consent Test was developed by Chirag Patel, a professional dog trainer and behavior counselor, in order to help encourage dogs to make active choices. The Canine Consent Test can be used in grooming and veterinary settings, as well as at home, to help create a more relaxed, comfortable, and confident dog. The Canine Consent Test is built upon the foundation of a target. The dog learns to target a cup, post-it, hand, etc., and this becomes the dog's form of consent. In my case, I am using index cards and teaching my dogs to target the cards with their chin or their nose. In future lessons, the dogs will learn that removing their chin, nose, or paw from the target will result in immediate removal of a stimulus. However, it is important to first build duration of your target. During the initial 3-minute lesson, each of my dogs were rewarded for interacting with the index cards. I relied upon the concept of shaping to teach this. During shaping exercises, you do not tell the dog to perform any specific behavior. Instead, you wait for the dog to offer that behavior and reward when they offer a behavior that you like or that is close to the behavior you ultimately desire. I used the verbal marker of yes to tell my dogs that they had done what I wanted and that a food reward was coming. A verbal marker marks a behavior. Once your dog has performed a behavior that you like, you say a word such as yes, and this means that your dog is going to get a treat. So as you can see, here I am working with Jack, and I'm marking her for just interacting with the index cards. Jack does know the cue of head down, so she learned pretty quickly to target them with her chin. But you can see that I'm also rewarding nose touches. So basically I'm just rewarding her for being anywhere near where I want her to be ultimately.
Yes, good girl, Jack. Good girl. That was beautiful. Good girl. Yes.
Because she understands shaping games and targeting exercises, I was able to start building duration fairly quickly. As you can see, I just started kind of waiting. I would have her put her chin on the index cards once she got the idea that that's what I wanted from her, and I would just wait, a second or two, and then I would say yes and reward her for that.
Yes, good girl. Good girl. Yay! Good girl, Jackie. Good girl.
In the next 3-minute session, I held the index cards in my hand and rewarded for chin or nose placement. Because my dogs have done shaping and targeting exercises before, I was able to build duration of 2 to 3 seconds fairly quickly. However, if you've not done shaping with your dogs before, or if you have not taught your dog how to target an object before, reward in smaller increments of time. Mark your dog first for interacting with the object at all, and then you can narrow your criteria. So once your dog is consistently interacting with the object, you can start perfecting that behavior that you want by narrowing your criteria. This means that if you want your dog to rest his or her chin on the target, start only rewarding for chin or nose touches and stop rewarding for touches that also involve your dog's foot. So you can see this kind of development when I work with Juno, the border collie, who's very footsy, and I wanted to just encourage her nose. Keep your session short, no more than 3 minutes long, particularly when you're first starting out. Shaping can be frustrating for dogs who have not done it before because you're asking them to think for themselves when they're used to being told what to do. Duration should be built slowly and built up over the course of several sessions. Also, consider position feeding when rewarding your dog. Even if you mark your dog for placing his or her nose on the target, but you're feeding closer to your treat pouch, your dog's going to begin to associate being near your treat pouch as the end of the behavior, and he or she may begin to anticipate by touching the target and then coming over and waiting at your treat pouch for the treat. You want to build value into the target, so feed on or slightly above the target. You want your dog to realize that food comes from the target and interacting with the target, and that's where position feeding is going to help you.
Yes.
This is a good example of what I mean by position feeding. I'm feeding her over the index cards. So basically, I want her to realize that the food comes by touching the target. that's what I'm rewarding her for, so the communication to her is very clear.
Yes.
So in the next video, what I'll do is I'll talk to you about the cello game, which is another great way to sort of strengthen that association, build value into the target, and again, encourage the dog to make appropriate choices. I will be putting that video up sometime within the next week or so. Happy training. Let me know how it goes. Feel free to comment with any questions. I would love to see your progress on this. And thank you for watching.